Hey guys, so since I've been away for quite some time moving house, I haven't got any funny clips to show you. So instead, I'm just going to sing you a song. Okay guys, so this one's dedicated to the estate agents that kicked us out from our old house. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. Hey you beautiful buccaneers, Falcore here. So although the Flameheart storyline has somewhat been halted in progression since the Ashen Winds event, there is still a lot of mysteries to uncover, or should I say, speculate on, and one subject that has had me thinking for quite some time. So for those not in the loop, and without having to watch every single one of the videos I have that cover the initial subject matter, let me tell you about the most mysterious figures in the game. Captain Flameheart Sr., Captain Flameheart Jr., and the Skeleton Lord, only known as the Captain. Senior is the fellow we are all dealing with right now, except he is no longer physical and instead is a floating head in the sky. Captain Flameheart Jr., who wanted to be just like his dad and came to the Sea of Thieves, only to be tricked into being cursed as a skeleton. And the Captain, who is the most mysterious out of the three, and all we know about him is he was a skeleton. Flameheart Sr. was a crew member of his. He cursed Flameheart Jr. and eventually took him under his wing. Keep in mind, this isn't actually what Flameheart Jr. or the Captain look like. We have no idea what they look like. Or do we? I think it's pretty obvious, unless the developers throw a 180 on us, which they do love to do, that the mysterious figure only known as the Servant of Flame is in fact Flameheart Jr. Everything points toward it being him. Firstly, Jr. was an excellent swordsman, and the servant loves to shake that thing around for the boys. In fact, you could say it brings all the boys to the yard and they're like, it's better than yours, he can teach you, but he'd have to charge. Also, the various references toward a chalice in both symbols and physical artifacts. For those who don't know, it was suspected that a mysterious chalice was responsible for his curse. And of course these skeletal symbols, which read Pirates for All Eternity, which was one of the final entries in Junior's journal, which is a piece of literature outside of the game. So the developers are literally shouting at us that this fella is in fact Flameheart Jr. But this raises a few questions. When Junior met the mysterious skeleton known as the Captain, he told Junior that his father, Flameheart Sr., marooned him on that island. He also shared his thoughts on how he disliked other skeleton lords. The book gives you the impression that the Captain took Flameheart Jr. under his wing. So if that was the case, why would Jr. be a mere servant for the Reapers? Surely he'd be hellbent on the same agenda as the Captain, and possibly even hate his father for what he has become. And for those of you who have been living under a rock, Reaper's hideout was created by Wanda, aka the Masked Stranger, who was loyal to Flameheart after being cursed by the iron from his ship, the Burning Blade. So the Reaper's hideout essentially is a subsidiary of Flameheart Sr.'s agenda, I guess a way to indoctrinate people to his cause. But here's where it gets really interesting. Flameheart Sr. basically wants to conquest the entirety of the Sea of Thieves. He has no place for pirates, skeleton lords, or merfolk. He essentially wants to become the pirate king and burn everything in his path. So why would he create a faction and draft his son as a representative when he has no need at all for allies, when he can clearly create them himself, and of course take control of the Sea of the Damned? Now there is three possibilities here. If this is indeed Flameheart Jr., it would be safe to say that he is following the command of his new superior, the Captain. So you could say that somewhere along the lines, himself and the Captain took Reaper's hideout for their own, which would make sense as during the Heart of Fire Tall Tale, you can see Wanda walking away and never to be seen again. It would certainly explain why we're able to literally defeat Flameheart's fleets and then sell the loot to them. If they were aligned with Flameheart Sr., I don't think he'd be very pleased with this. The second possibility is that Flameheart Sr. somehow brainwashed his son to follow him, and Jr. now stands as a cash collector, completely dedicated to his now skeletal and ghostly father. and maybe us defeating his ghost ships or his Ashen Lords are a way to prove ourselves, and somewhere out there, the captain is still present, watching and waiting for his time to strike. And the third possibility, which in my opinion is the most interesting, Star Wars. Let me explain. So in Star Wars The New Hope, Luke learns that Obi-Wan trained his father, but his father was killed by an evil fella named Darth Vader. Obi-Wan didn't have the heart to tell poor Luke during his training, as Luke would have most likely lost his shit. It wasn't until the end of the 3 movies that Luke finds out that Darth Vader and his father are in fact one and the same. Sorry for the spoilers. Could this be possible with Flameheart Sr.? If this is Flameheart Jr., could he in fact think that his father is merely just a mysterious skeleton lord known as the Captain? Think about it. Flameheart Jr. only knew his father as a human being, and he was raised on the stories of grand adventures. If he met with his father as a decaying corpse hell-bent on the destruction of Sea of Thieves, the magical place that he dreamt about as a child, don't you think even as a skeleton lord himself, he might not agree with his agenda at first? He would need to be lured and maybe manipulated into a false sense of security, believing that what he was doing was right and just. Hence why the captain proclaims he hates skeleton lords and would crush their bones given half a chance. Could Flameheart Sr. be lying to his son? Could he in fact be making him follow him and lying to him with the promise of one day finding his father? Now I know what some of you are thinking. Flameheart is very vocal about who he is, and shouts it every time you pass within 2 miles of his bobblehead. Shut up! Shut up! But I believe this is a mere aesthetic thing, so we, the players, know who we are dealing with, but the lore characters perceive the world in a different way. Plus, within the Flameheart Jr.'s journal, where he explains who the captain is, there is a drawing of what we now know is Flameheart Sr. Yes, this guy right here, and this guy in the 2016 gameplay cinematic was also Flameheart Sr. Mike Chapman revealed that. Deal with it. I think we could possibly be dealing with a Star Wars ending here, guys. Could it be possible that Flameheart Sr. and the captain are the same person?
Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
No, it's not possible.
Deal with it.
No.